the 49ers wide receiver Brandon Aiyuk has decided that he would like to go somewhere else. Now, that's not my opinion. It is a fact. He had a very interesting way to end his social media blackout. Now, I didn't even know he had a social media blackout. I don't really pay that close attention to him. Why would I? But Brandon Aiyuk was apparently real quiet on social media, and he tagged his post. He tagged Steelers coach Mike Tomlin in a message on the social media platform known as X, and this has led to an uptick in chatter about Brandon Aiyuk going to the Steelers. Now, he said, Coach Tomlin, they say we twins. What you think? I think there's a few words missing. That's what I think in that. And then he had a cartoon eye emoji, Brandon Aiyuk, in that particular comment. So this comes on the heels of reports saying that the Steelers have looked in to a trade for the disgruntled pass catcher. Now, you might remember, if you go back in the hot tub time machine to before the Super Bowl, we had mentioned that there's going to be players on the Chiefs and the 49ers that are going to be traded, going to get rid of them and all that. Well, the one we got right was Brandon Aiyuk. Now, he hasn't been traded yet, but it's inevitable that this is going to happen. So let us discuss the question. What is your reaction to 49er wideout Brandon Aiyuk sending a message, literally sending a message on social media to the Steelers coach, Mike Tomlin? So I've got panhandling, home inspection, and state fair. And we will combine all of these things together, and we are going to make a massive dessert. We got this. I mentioned a listener sent this dessert. This is like huge. This is going to feed everybody. It's wonderful. All right, so anyway, what's your reaction to the 49ers, Brandon Aiyuk contacting Mike Tomlin on the socials? So this was number one. Oh, thing's broken. It's broken. No, it's strategic. The word is strategic. Okay, that's the word for this. Brandon Aiyuk is consuming up all the gossip. I remember talking to a guy years ago, and this is a couple, not that long ago, but time flies. It's 2024. This might have been around 2019, before the pandemic. And he was explaining to me how, like, there's a certain percentage of these athletes that obsess over the sports news. Like, they just can't get enough of it. There used to be this thing on Google where you could type your name in, and search I guess you still can, but now it's social media where it was moved to. And it's problematic. So Brandon Aiyuk is consuming all this. Here's my theory on it. And he's stewing, and he's trying to help facilitate where he ends up. That's my analysis of what's going on. He's really panhandling. Consider this cyber panhandling by Brandon Aiyuk, that he is looking for Mike Tomlin to grant him a blessing, a favor, right? Good mitzvah, whatever you want to say, right? Now, my theory is that Brandon Aiyuk does not want to play for the other teams that are said to want him. Those teams include Jacksonville and New England. The Patriots, Jags, and Steelers have often been mentioned. So it would appear that his preference, just based on the process of elimination and the fact that he reached out to Mike Tomlin, would be to play in Pittsburgh rather than Jacksonville or with the Patsies. All right, now, page 2. The Cleveland Browns did something unusual. Where have we heard that before? The Cleveland Browns agreed to a 3-year contract extension with Jerry Jeudy, the wide receiver who they picked up from the Denver football team. It's worth up to $58 million. We know that's not real. $41 million fully guaranteed. $41 million fully guaranteed for Jerry Jeudy. Can we all pause so we can all laugh? Ha 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 ha! It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. Now, the Browns, we mentioned they got Jeudy in a trade for a 5th and a 6th round pick. That's essentially a giveaway. The 1st and the 2nd round are crapshoots. By the time you get to the 5th and 6th round, it's the ultimate spin of the roulette wheel. So the Browns have done it, right? This guy was a total bust with the Broncos, an absolute bust with the Broncos. So the question is, why did the Brownies give Jerry Jeudy this contract and so much guaranteed money? Why? Well, the answer is because they're really bad at this. Now, I've done sports radio for a long time, and there's always that guy that calls up that gives you ridiculous trades and just over-the-top nonsense, right? And one of those guys is now running the Cleveland Browns. I'm convinced of it. Like, one of the dudes that used to call sports radio back in the day fell into a lot of money, and now he's running the Cleveland Browns. There's really no other way to say it, right? Jerry Jeudy is just bad. Just bad. And as Albert Einstein, the great quote attributed to Albert Einstein, that insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. So the Browns front office must have not been in school that day when that quote was read. They must have missed that day. They were probably absent like their football team often is on Sunday. So they gave Jerry Jeudy the deal. I'm going to call it the Deshaun Watson light deal, the creepy quarterback Deshaun Watson. So imagine buying a house sight unseen. You're buying a house sight unseen. You say, I don't even need the home inspection. I just like the photos I saw on the internet. I'm going to buy the house. Who does that? Of course, then you move into the house, and what happens? The walls start cracking, the foundation falls apart. And that's Jerry Jeudy, who has been the U word, underachiever. This guy has been an underachiever. Fun fact. You want a fun fact? Jerry Jeudy has 11 career touchdown receptions. He has 18 dropped passes in his career. 18 of them. And a bunch his first year. And so the Browns, this is what bad teams do. They trade for players that are damaged, and then they sign them to contracts before they played a game. They did it with Watson. Now they're doing it with Jerry Jeudy. And so Cleveland gets a shiny trophy. They've never gotten the Lombardi, but the Brownies, and I'm going to assume the position that our friend Strip Club John in Cleveland, all the other guys that listen to Northern Ohio would agree with me. I'm going to speak for you, that the Cleveland Browns are the winners of the Golden Fleece Award, the trophy handed out every year to the franchise or franchises that make terrible trades or free agent signings or a combination of both. That's the Browns. That's the Browns. All right, now, final point. We now rotate to television. Now, I used to be anti-television until last year. For some reason, something happened last football season that inspired me to like television again. But the NFL announced, I forget what it was, but the NFL announced that Netflix, that's kind of a big deal, they will air a new 8-part docuseries. It's going to premiere mid-2024, right around the time training camp begins in the NFL. And Netflix is starting the Receiver series, which we are told is the sequel to their popular quarterback show. So will it work? Will a show based around the receivers, we just talked about a couple, Brandon Aiyuk and Jerry Jeudy, will a television show work? So I'm nodding my head yes, that it will work, but imagine, if you will, going to the concession stand. We're now into spring. Summer's going to be here before you know it, the state fairs, the county fairs. But imagine going to the state fair, and you go to the concession stand, and you get some of that cotton candy. It's sugary. It's fluffy. That's what this docuseries is going to be. Sugary and fluffy, just like cotton candy. And light and sugary and fluffy and whatever. And here's why. Here's why. The series is being produced by NFL Films, Peyton Manning, and Patrick Mahomes production companies. Yeah, all three of them are in cahoots. They've joined forces for this manufactured drama-o-rama. And this is the kind of show where if you're a hard-o fan, it's red meat. But in order to get people who aren't hard-o fans to watch shows like this, you have to throw in the wags, right? The wives and the girlfriends, the drama-o-rama, some child drama. You got to put that in there. But there's a recipe. There's a formula. We've talked about this in previous episodes of the show. It's like me and the wife will watch HGTV, and it's love it or list it. And I know exactly what scene's coming up because I've seen the show enough. Everything's cookie cutter. It's paint by numbers. And these documentary shows for the NFL, it's like Hard Knocks, same thing, same concept. And this is NFL Films has their fingerprint on this, so it's the same concept. And I promise you this, if NFL receiver X is hanging out with strippers and cocaine, that is going to end up on the cutting room floor. That is not going to be in the docuseries on Netflix. Methinks that is not going to happen. All right, fill out your tourney bracket now in the Fox Sports Radio Bracket Challenge. Here's how it works. You visit foxsportsradio.com to register. You should have that saved already. Fill out your bracket and get rules compete against Fox Sports Radio talent and fellow listeners to see who has the best bracket. The winning bracket wins the ultimate college sports trip for you and a friend with a $2,000 graduate hotel gift card. How cool is that? A $1,500 travel credit and a basketball swag bag. I'm all about the swag bag. You get that if you win this. The FoxSportsRadio.com Bracket Challenge is now live, and it is presented by Graduate Hotels, where college fans stay, and by Tractor Supply. So good luck. Again, FoxSportsRadio.com. Register, fill out your bracket. Good luck to you.